Hello everyone, welcome back to my stream. This is my second part, I suppose, of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and hopefully I will get a bit further than I did yesterday. So we'll see how this goes. This morning I actually played a little bit to knock out some of those conversations that I spend a little bit too much time participating in this game. but yeah. So the two missions I want to knock out today are the Omega Base and Atlantis. So hopefully I'll get to both of those today.
Hi, it's good to see you. Let's not get all formal. Call me Wyatt.
Yeah. Omega Base.
We're close to the landing zone, so I'll be brief. Dum Dum Dugan recently sent a suspicious radio message requesting I meet him at the Omega Base for a report on the latest super soldier serum.
What's so suspicious about that?
Dr. Banner was to give the report. The only thing is, Banner has been working on the Gamma Bomb project, not the super soldier serum.
And Cap is alright with that, apparently. You know, just, yeah, they're just working on the same thing that gave him my powers. No big deal. And S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't shady or anything like that.
Field testing experiments.
Oh, S.H.I.E.L.D.'s the greatest. Flying aircraft carriers, office buildings on wheels. Oh, please tell me you've got a tunnel that runs from New York to Tokyo.
Spider-Man, this is serious. Colonel, is there anything on board the Omega that would be considered dangerous?
If the contents of that vehicle were to fall into the wrong hands, it would be disastrous for all mankind.
Well, that's
Exactly
not dramatic.
What are you developing that could threaten the entire planet?
That's classified.
So it's all right for us to save the vehicle. We just can't know what's going on there.
Correct. Now, if I may continue, the team's mission will be to sneak on board the Omega and locate Dugan. He should be able to bring you up to speed on the situation. Any questions? All right, good luck.
Yeah, I don't think the Omega Base has even appeared in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And if it did, it would definitely be in the TV shows and not in an actual movie.
Good. One thing I want to point out. You now have a shield port. It's an experimental device that'll let you transport instantly back to headquarters whenever you want. Okay. Good luck.
I've never used that
Let
actually
me know
in
when you
this
want to
game.
leave. Quiet out.
Team, satellite recon shows the Omega Base is now on a collision course with Bondrak Dam. Thousands of lives are now in danger. You must stop the Omega at all costs. Fury out.
Yeah, my team here is the Avengers, not the classic Avengers, more of another roster.
Good. They sent a team. I was afraid I'd been a little too clever with my message to the Colonel. Someone used the base's ventilation system to spread a knockout gas. When I woke up, Dr. Doom demanded I bring Colonel Fury here. If I refused, he was going to ram the Omega into the Bondrak Dam. Well, then there's no time to waste. Get me to the engineering control room. From there, I'll override navigation and stop this monstrosity.
So, a simple escort mission. Simple. Things are never simple. Oh, aim. Yeah, I'm kind of glad these guys never really properly showed up in the MCU. I don't know how you could take people wearing hazmat suits and look like beekeepers seriously. It works in the comic book world, but not in the movie. There was a animated series called Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and they did a pretty good job with AIM and Hydra, and Magia and things like that. Kind of the no-names of the Marvel Universe, I suppose. Well, not no-names, but secret organizations and whatnot. Oh.
This one. Team, I just had a thought. The section you're in contains the primary drivetrain. You could disable it. The Omega Base would be forced to switch to the secondary drive. Not much, but it'd give you more time to reach the top of the base.
The top of the base. It's always the top. It's never the center or, you know, the bottom. I haven't read many sort of comics, but well, I mean, I'll take that back. I've read many comics, and I have yet to actually see the Omega base in any of those comics, which is kind of interesting. Uh-oh.
Curse that infernal Doom. I can't do anything from this control room. Not to worry, there's a control room just ahead. Hopefully Doom left it alone. Get me there, we should be fine.
So apparently Dr. Doom deemed it necessary for him to be here.
That's gonna be the news.
For a supervillain, sort of a big, giant, megalomaniacal, evil genius, you'd be surprised, or I guess sort of surprised, and he decided to make his appearance here. Oh well. Yeah, these super soldiers apparently aren't really affecting Captain America yet, but they will later. I suppose if this was a movie or television show, Cap would kind of vent a little bit more.
This is better than I could have hoped.
Ah.
My old adversary.
Crimson Dynamo.
Glad to see you remember
One of Iron
Crimson
Man's
Dynamo. It's been a while
villains.
since I kicked your tin-plated butt.
You will not defeat me this time. My new battle suit is vastly superior to your armor.
Could have fooled me. You look like something from the early 1960s.
That's whenever Iron Man came out. Funny.
Mark me while you still can draw breath, Iron Man. Soon, you will be silenced forever.
You never could take a joke. Or a punch.
Yeah, a lot of Iron Man's villains come from Russia or Central Europe under Soviet control, or sort of Asia. I don't think that. Well, I have a theory about that, but it's not necessarily racism or anything like that. It's just Iron Man kind of stood for the white collar sort of worker, I suppose, and capitalism and things like that. So American industry. So he faced a lot of communists or foreign threats. I mean, his main villain is a guy called the Mandarin. I mean, then again, the Mandarin, you could argue that's kind of a racist stereotype, the Fu Manchu and all of that. Kind of glad the movies took a different direction.
Now, let's see about
Though it was not
stopping
met
this
with
meeting.
widespread acclaim. I thought it was funny, but
All controls have been locked down, except those on the upper bridge. Correct. We'll have to reach the top deck and stop the Omega base from there. Sounds like a plan. Good luck.
alrighty. Let's see. I'm surprised these super soldiers are actually competent to fight alongside the AIM soldiers. It's mentioned that they're not particularly bright. I also remember playing this game on PlayStation 3, and they were really showing off that 6-axis dual, sort of the controller movements, the sensitivity of the controller and all that, and I hated that so much that I had to go in there and actually take off that option in the menu and keep it as a sort of quick time, sort of button mashing events.
You aren't getting up from that.
It was becoming a problem in the game.
The only route left is along the exterior of the Omega.
Oh yeah, that sounds safe. there's Doctor Strange and Dormammu. Ironically, I don't know who voiced him in Doctor Strange. I think it was a mixture of Benedict Cumberbatch and some other actor. Oh no. That went well.
Everyone all right?
Oh no. Excuse me. In my team, I have Miss Marvel here, and that is Carol Danvers, which she will be in the upcoming Captain Marvel movie. I don't know why her costume changed in the comics, and well, I mean, obviously it's changed in the movie, but in the comics, I think the change happened there first. I'm not aware. I mean, costumes change all the time, but I guess they wanted to make her look more Kree and less like a vigilante sort of superhero. I'm looking forward to it. I hope it'll be a good movie. At its worst, it'll just be a predictable, bland MCU movie, which they have some of those. They do exist. I am incredibly critical of them. Oh well, thanks, Cap. Just steal my kill. Ow. I don't know what these weird little drones are. I guess annoying. That's one way to describe them. Iron Man has some pretty cool moves. Just trying to think and see, or think and remember what his costumes are. I don't recall seeing. I think one of them is actually War Machine. I don't know if Tony wore that suit or not. I'm sure he did at some point. And just more commonly associated with Rhodey. Ta-da! Oh no! Of course, two of them. Oh no!
It was foolish to challenge me.
Wasn't that bad. I thought it was. I was incorrect.
Got it.
The Merc with a Mouth. Deadpool.
Before you go to the top, we got a couple of new concerns you might want to address. Security shows some very sensitive labs have been broken into. One lab contains a device known as the neural inhibitor, and another has plans that could be used to upgrade Ultron.
Okay, so yeah, well, let's just ignore that, the fact that S.H.I.E.L.D. has plans to upgrade Ultron. That's kind of a big deal. This is one of those things that I think sets Cap off. Oh yeah, the creatures are listed as volunteer, and Cap should be enraged at that. Or at least slightly upset. I think it happens later though, where he discovers what S.H.I.E.L.D. is doing and experimenting with the super soldier serum, even though I think he would be more defensive about that to begin with. Oh look, Mysterio! I had a bowl of Mysterios this morning.
So, the reports were right. There is a team of superheroes on the Omega base. Well,
Fishbowl
let's see
head.
if this doesn't slow
Who will be
you
played by
down.
Jake Gyllenhaal in the new Spider-Man movie. I'm interested to see how that turns out. He's always been a supervillain that's associated with like holograms and sort of practical sort of stunts and effects, but he looks more magic in this one. I will be. I'm intrigued, to say the least. Yeah, I might have changed her. Her abilities, some of her abilities, because I do not like that one. Is there another one? Maybe I'm thinking about that one. Yeah, I like that one.
Hey, can anybody hear me? I'm stuck in this lab.
Oh, of course. Come on, I'm pretty sure everyone knows who Bruce Banner is in the superhero community. There's no trick about who this is.
Am I glad to see you? What the heck is going on around here? There was a huge explosion and then I couldn't open this door. I'm fine. I just hope... Wait a minute. Did you say the Omega is under attack? We have to stop it. If that
Yep,
dam
it's
is
about to be rammed
destroyed,
into
thousands of
a
people
dam,
will be killed
so.
in the flood. Not to mention how much my work would be lost. Those must be the results of the super soldier experiment I've heard about. Scientists are attempting to recreate the
So big,
experiment that gave Captain America
giant
his strength.
monsters.
So far,
You wouldn't know
apparently
anything
all
about
they've
that,
created
would
are
you?
those giants you've seen.
Of course not.
Team, you must be making the Masters of Evil nervous. My security panel shows a gamma bomb has just been activated. You gotta shut it down or all life in a 2-mile radius will be destroyed.
Well, it just so happens I'm kind of a specialist on gamma bombs. Take me to the primary lab and I'll see what I can do.
Let us see what you shall do. Oh, Dr. Hank Pym enlisted my assistance to acquire his cybernetic helmet. If you look, that is his Ant-Man helmet. Which is kind of cool, even though he's not playable in the game. Sadly. He is featured in the second game, though. It's a trap. Oh. Of course they don't come out whenever I expect them to. There we go.
Figures. Damage is shut off. We have to find the auxiliary lab and re-establish the safety interlock.
Yeah, stay here next to the big bomb where it's safe.
Hello. Do you have a question? It's a drug that was developed during World War II in hopes of creating soldiers that were stronger and faster than normal humans. Yes. Unfortunately, there's something very special about his physique. The drug won't work properly on anyone but him. I've been working with a team that's developing a smaller, more powerful gamma bomb. Teams aren't allowed to know what each other are doing. Heck, just walking into the wrong section can get you court-martialed, even if you're a civilian. SHIELD runs this place. They live for all that cloak and dagger stuff. Glad to be of help.
Something tells me that Bruce Banner isn't there on his own volition. He seems like he's been press-ganged into working here. Which would make sense. I wonder what would have happened if I would have played as the Hulk here. Time paradox. Or maybe Bruce Banner isn't the Hulk. Nah, not buying it. I think he was actually replaced in the comics. Amadeus Cho, I think. Yeah, I think he was replaced at one point.
Who
Yeah.
else needs an attitude adjustment?
Let me see it. Yes, I was able to shut down the gamma bomb. We're safe. That was close. That sucker detonated everything within a 2-mile radius would have been destroyed.
I remember, you told us that.
Sounds good to me. I'm no superhero.
Ah, funny. think Mysterio is somewhere up ahead. I'm sure he's on the same level. Ah, there he is.
You fools! Have you stopped to wonder why S.H.I.E.L.D. has plans for Ultron?
The naive statement. They must be looking for a way to combat him.
Wrong. These plans are upgrades. The good guys want to capture Ultron, rewrite his programming, and turn him into a S.H.I.E.L.D. weapon.
Oh, he's sentient. That's illegal. When has that stopped a shady government organization?
You'd be surprised what else S.H.I.E.L.D. is up to.
Or more of a supranational government agency.
Ultron wants them for the weapons upgrades. I was hoping you'd say that.
In the comics, S.H.I.E.L.D. is more international. Like sanctioned by the UN, if I'm not mistaken. As opposed to the MCU and stuff, where S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of a uniquely American thing, if I'm not mistaken. Well, no, it's not. I take that back. Because they had the World Security Council, but still, it would seem to suggest that S.H.I.E.L.D. is still locally, sort of uniquely American in a lot of ways. The annoying teleporter.
Did you stop him? No, I don't imagine he did. Nice job.
I'm pretty sure Dum Dum Dugan's like, who the heck is Mysterio?
I'm on it.
All right.
Here's the room where, yeah, Cap kind of gets angry. It's very angry.
This is insane. How can S.H.I.E.L.D. possibly generate an army using the new super soldier serum? All it does is create monsters. This is a disgrace to the people who worked on the original serum.
Well, coming from Captain America, that's some pretty harsh criticisms. I don't think I found that simulator disc. I may have, so I apologize if I'm backtracking. There it is. Yeah, we're gonna say this, yeah. If you unlock all of the simulator missions, and I think if you play all of them, you unlock the Silver Surfer. And you get a trophy for that as well. And obviously I'm very, very keen on that.
By your command.
Play as the Odin son. Ah, yes. MODOK. He's one of the more silliest silliest Marvel villains. Just so absurd. Don't even know what he is. Well, I guess I do know what he is. Mechanized or mechanical organism designed only for killing. Only for killing. That's what OK stands for in his name. Not only for conquest. There was an animated series, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. He was actually called that, designed only for conquest, because you can't say the word kill or dead or anything like that in a kid's television show now. Apparently, you have to use words like destroy or conquest or annihilate. I mean, come on, that's just silly. There were words like that used all the time when I was growing up. But apparently not anymore. Yes. You have these little aside missions like this that you can discover in this game, and they contribute to a sort of special ending where your actions or inactions in certain moments can shape the fate of the Marvel Universe. this this computer holds information on the legacy virus, which is disease that is unique to mutants. I guess kind of like AIDS or something like that. Yeah, I saved that computer, so a cure will be developed in the future to help mutants should they be afflicted with a disease. There's MODOK, a very ugly creature. Ugh. Oh, can't go back that way.
Affirmative. Watch out. There's an AIM helicopter patrolling the deck. I tried to take it out with this anti-aircraft gun, but it's just too fast. Yeah, at the other end of the deck. But you can't seriously think you're gonna take that chopper out.
And I think, is this timed? I don't think it is. One of them is timed, and I don't like it.
This one.
Do not like it at all. There's a sketchbook back here. I don't think it really matters, but might as well. Oh wow, that's strange. Oh! Didn't see him.
This one's down.
Upsh. Like they stood a chance. Wow, that was one heck of an explosion. Don't know if he launched missiles or if he actually just shot. It's an awful noise, I apologize.
Okay, who's next?
And boom. If that was Call of Duty or a first-person shooter, I would have shot at Thor. That actually scared me a little bit. Didn't know who or what that was. Don't really have many first-person shooters, and if I'm not gonna stream them if I do keep streaming. I have Wolfenstein. That's one of my favorites. A little bit surreal and silly, but it's fun. No, I might get around to streaming Red Dead Redemption as well. I don't know. A lot of these games haven't been remastered yet or are carryovers from PlayStation 3, and if I can twitch on that, I might try to play through an entire series. Something like Assassin's Creed or Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. So, I don't know. It is kind of strange they haven't remastered the first Assassin's Creed yet. I think they're remastering Assassin's Creed 3. Came out with the, it's gonna be free if you had a season pass for Odyssey, which I do, so I'm looking forward to it. Assassin's Creed 3 is actually one of my favorite entries to the franchise.
Boy, am I glad to see you guys. I've been trying to unlock the door to the bridge, but a helicopter keeps strafing the deck. Can you give me a hand? Sounds like a plan. All I ask is that you take the helicopter out quick. I don't think I'm gonna last long out in the open.
This is the one that's timed. Yep. Yep, what? It's 40 seconds, maybe less.
Okay,
When I first played this game, I think it took me a little bit to realize the game did not want you to go all the way around and walk here. And you could just do that and get rid of it. It's a very simple solution, so it's not even a difficult task. Yay, you did it.
The door to the bridge is open. Thanks for the assist. I would have been Swiss cheese if you hadn't taken that helicopter out. You'll get no argument from me. I've had enough excitement for one day.
That little victory stretch he did was kind of funny. Because that was a stretch. That was not a cheer.
I've already got you beat. Looks like you lose.
Shields are kind of annoying. Now you get to see how smart I am, or not so smart, due to these little trivia pieces MODOK throws at you.
That will be due to the entropy device, my friend. You will remain immobile as long as I hold this button. I'm afraid you have no other option. Now, to keep things interesting, you'll receive an electrical shock for every incorrect answer you give.
Oh, well.
Let's begin,
Aren't you special?
shall we? How far is the Earth from the sun?
Oh, yeah.
That was a lucky guess.
It's trivia. No one's supposed to know this.
What is the half-life of strontium-90?
See? What?
Oh,
you
Isn't that shocking?
weird baby thing in a chair.
Which of the following is not a subatomic particle? Somehow
Alright,
you're
yeah.
cheating. Which race exterminated itself with technology from the Watchers?
This is not a science question. This is actually more of a trivia question from the game itself. Basilicats? Wow, that was actually a legitimate guess.
The deal is off. Trick me somehow. Guards, attack!
I mean, who knows that stuff? I mean, yeah, I'm a giant collection of trivial information, but some of that stuff is like, really? I guess you could always look it up on the internet, but it's like, it's a video game. All you get is just a little bit of a minor edge in the fight, I guess. Don't even know if you can get that. Alright, stop the Omega base.
You did it. Stop the Omega base.
Guys, that was one for the books. There's no time to relax. Colonel Fury wants you back at Stark Tower immediately. Stay where you are, and I'll pick you up at the Quinjet.
Well, that was actually a pretty quick.
You did a good job
mission.
on the Omega base, team. You saved thousands of lives and billions of dollars in SHIELD equipment.
Oh yeah, you really care about those billions of dollars, don't you?
Yes, a device known as the Mutant Amplifier. It magnifies a mutant's natural powers. Until we locate Doom's base, nothing. Since all we're doing
really?
is schooling
You can't
our
find the
heroes,
guy's
I want you
base.
to investigate a report
Dr.
that there's
Doom
a
is going to
riot
be in
taking
one place
in
on the world,
Atlantis.
and that is
See
Latveria.
Wyatt
I mean,
Wingfoot, and he'll take you
why
to
else would he
SHIELD's
hide
Atlantis
somewhere
outpost.
else?
Or if you'd like more information, talk to the Black Widow.
Well, I mean, I'll take that back. He could hide in another area to kind of draw off his scent and to not get his country involved, but then again, it is Doctor Doom. He is a megalomaniac, so it's all going to be about him.
I wish I could go to Atlantis with you, Cap. It's a fantastic sight.
So I hear, sir. I just hope we can be of help to Namor.
SHIELD's directive is to keep the world peace. To do that, we have to monitor the activities of every major civilization.
You have to. That's interesting.
I'm sure they wouldn't be too happy, and that's why they aren't going to find out about it.
Mm-hmm.
We realize now that Doom had no intention of commandeering the helicarrier. They attacked to draw additional security forces there. Correct. The Omega and the experiments it held was their prime objective all along. Dugan's still trying to sort things out.
That's one of the
base sustained only minor damage.
Interesting things about this game is that that whole kind of, as I've mentioned before, I think that sort of seamless kind of plot as it sort of goes from one side of the Marvel universe to another. So I think that's kind of cool.
Cases of frostbite, everyone was fine. You're welcome.
You have a sort of a.
We just received a message from Namorita.
Yeah, there's like a shield, kind of getting your feet wet, getting into the whole game. But
for some reason,
it gets a little.
The Atlanteans have
I guess it
forcibly
gets
removed
more crazier.
Namor from his throne. Yes, which means something is seriously wrong. See Wyatt when you are ready to go to S.H.I.E.L.D.'s outpost in Atlantis. We do not know. He has been a fair and just ruler for many years. The people love him. Perhaps. But Namor has always been kind to his people.
Namor.
There has to be some other explanation for this mass hysteria.
I think he's kind of a silly character, if I'm being completely honest.
When Mer people and surface dwellers first met, there was quite a bit of hostility.
He's a weird-looking spot dude with pointy ears, wearing nothing but a Speedo, and he's got, like, feathers on his heels. I mean,
the relationship between our two
I don't think that would work in a film. But then again, I mean, DC is meeting with... DC's Aquaman is meeting with a lot of success, and some people doubt that. But then again, Aquaman doesn't look weird. Aquaman's kind of looks normal.
Once you reach our Atlantis outpost,
I'm not a big fan of Aquabro, though. That's what I call Jason Momoa. And the DC EU, or whatever the crap you call it.
It will allow you to
not a fan. Not a fan.
Discomfort. You will also be able to move along the bottom of the ocean, as if you were moving on dry land.
That's a plot contrivance.
You are quite welcome.
And also, it's kind of laziness on the part of the developers. Don't want to do too much interesting things with swimming in the game, so we'll just let you walk along the bottom of the ocean like you walk on dry land.
Welcome, my friend. Do you require information? Namor is the first known hybrid of Homo sapiens and Homo mermanus.
I don't like what they did with Namor in the comics.
He can breathe water and air,
there is, I think there's a way around this, but a lot of people consider him to be the world's first mutant, and I think that's incorrect. I think there is a woman named Selene is actually the world's first mutant, and I personally don't believe that. There's only one candidate for that I accept, and that is In Sabanur, Apocalypse. But I think there's a way around that. I think Beast or someone explained that Namor is the first of the more recent, centuries of mutants. Because I think he came about, what, thousands of years ago, but he's not 5,000 years old, so far as I know. I may be wrong, but there is a way around that. At least I read that somewhere online.
Because they
I just don't believe that.
Of the ocean, Mer people are very hardy. They are stronger than humans, can swim up to 30 miles per hour, and live to be over 150 years of age.
Okay, so maybe he's not that old then.
I am glad to be of assistance.
I know he was active in World War II, so...
Ah, my cybernetic helmet. Thanks, I owe you one. The mutant amplifier vastly augments any mutant's natural power. So a psychic that can lift a book will become powerful enough to lift a bus. Yes, but it has some serious side effects. The amplifier causes damage to the DNA of any mutant it's used on. Not much. The serum's only worked on Captain America. there's something very peculiar about its physique.
That's not the first time I've heard that.
The doctor who originally developed it is dead. He'd wind up with a bunch of muscle-bound beasts, just like you saw in the Omega.
Yeah, and Cap is taking that very well, actually. You know, this organization is using something that created me, and they're using it to, you know, create mindless, monstrous brutes.
There's no problem at all.
I'm down with that. As I mentioned before, I think if the game was a little more intricate and this is more like a TV show or something like that, I would expect Cap to clash with Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. on that. And no, the thing is not 60 years old. That's a prank Johnny is pulling on him.
Could I ask a big favor of you? Would you ask Dr. Pym if he could take a look at the Quinjet's
I thought I did this mission earlier, but I did not.
Cuts out every once in a while. Are you kidding? Mr. Stark built this jet as tough as they come. No problem. She's completely submersible. Anytime at all, friend.
I'll go ahead and knock that out right now. Otherwise, I'll forget. I think you could probably come back and do it, but I don't see the point. I think it was Hank. Yeah. There's a lot of Hanks in Marvel.
Do you need something? Ah, that's right. The Quinjet's comm line to the Stark Tower was cutting out. I'll take care of that right away. It was no problem at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of Hanks. Also, I think Stan Lee said that whenever he created these characters, he couldn't remember their names, so he used something called, well, I don't mean to sound condescending, but he used alliteration. Peter Parker, PP, Bruce Banner, BB, Reed Richards, RR, Susan Storm, SS, who else? Scott Summers, Cyclops, SS.
Good day too. I am Edwin Jarvis.
Who else?
Butler to
Warren
Mr.
Worthington,
Stark.
the third, WW.
This area is where Mr. Stark carries
But I
out the
mean,
research
then again,
and
you know,
development
comics were
of his
made
Iron Man
for
suit.
children. I mean, really, I mean, there's no other way to say that. I mean, they were made to help children learn how to read, and that was often the first thing people read. Something light, something that's very easy, and Stan Lee, you know, contributed a lot to that. Now their comic books are much more of a
the name's Jack Hammer, but you can call me
little bit
Weasel.
of a
Everyone does.
for slightly
Don't worry,
older audiences.
Through the back, no one saw me.
This is Weasel. If you've seen the Deadpool movies, this is the character I think T.J. Miller plays, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he will not be reprising that role apparently, due to his accusations surrounding his personal conduct.
A damaged laptop. Said you heroes wanted to know what data was on it.
Oh, that doctor is stuck, so now we get to watch him move like that for the next couple minutes.
Yeah, that laptop holds security information for a building called the Imperium.
This is important for that subplot I mentioned in the previous stream.
I can find
all this ties
out,
together.
But you'll have to get me the password into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s priority files. Oh, there's 3 possibilities. Jacob Fury, Baron Strucker, or Gabriel Jones. Talk to Vision. He'll be able to help.
It's kind of interesting. Baron Strucker. I think everyone should know, probably not to even consider that name. Since he's a high-ranking member of Hydra. He was in Captain America, the Winter Soldier. That was his first appearance in a post-credit scene. Then he was in Age of Ultron. He was very unceremoniously killed off screen, which is kind of
all right,
silly and stupid. Spider-Man.
Has Tony Stark got it made or what?
Oh, you're talking
He's
to Tony
rich,
Stark.
He's
Good
a
job.
Genius, and to top it all off, he's got the perfect mustache. Gee, I can't see why. Dr. Doom's in control of an army of supervillains, and the Black Widow is working for him. Are you off your meds? The only thing that would make this worse is if the Earth were destroyed to make way for an intergalactic highway.
That is a reference to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Of course she is.
And Weasel is
I've
standing
been
in the middle of our
superhero
conversation.
game long
How
enough
rude.
to know that the hot chicks always turn evil. Probably because evil pays better. If one of Nick's little S.H.I.E.L.D. agents is turned to the dark side, then Nicky'll have to figure it out for himself.
Oh, here we go. This is how you turn Spider-Man into a supervillain. It's your responsibility to tell Colonel Fury about Black Widow.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. You have great power. And with great power, there must also come...
If you finish that sentence, I'm gonna put so much web in your hair, you'll have to shave your head. Sure.
I don't think that he would appreciate those kind of jabs and talking about Uncle Ben like that. Get the simulator disc. I'll play those some other time. I probably won't stream those. Keep it simple.
Got it.
Let's see. Talk to Elektra.
The Black Widow is up to something. I just know it. Did you see how nervous she was on the helicarrier? Sure looks like it. She must have been trying to get that laptop to the enemy during the helicarrier battle. Yes. That laptop shows all security systems for the building. And from the looks of those systems, the Imperium must hold something valuable. Not yet. She's his second in command.
Black Widow's always doing kind of shady stuff. In the Ultimate, she actually turned up to be a flat-out villain. She worked for the Liberators, which was Loki's like team of Avengers. They were actually assembled from like a lot of countries that the United States has screwed over or has like is in heavy competition with, which is kind of interesting. I think Abomination is Chinese, and you know, there's like a I think Iraqi or Azerbaijani Captain America kind of villain that, yeah, it's very politically tinged.
Okay. So Daredevil and I were close.
Elektra just admits, oh yeah, she dates and has things for Daredevil, and Black Widow and Daredevil are a thing, or were a thing. So, oh yeah, that doesn't factor into that.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, see,
I'm long over Daredevil. If he can find happiness with the Black Widow, I wish them both the best. You're welcome.
I have a hard time believing that.
By your command.
We'll go up here and see Wolfie. Oh, nope, wrong way. He is right. My chair.
I've heard people complaining about S.H.I.E.L.D. since we got back from the Omega. I'm telling you, it's gotta stop.
That's coming from the guy who cussed out Nick Fury on the helicarrier bridge. That's rich.
I trust Nick Fury.
Yeah,
he's pulled my fat out of the fire more times than I can remember. Look, Fury does what he has to keep the world safe. He ain't always got the luxury of playing by the rules.
I don't like that mentality.
I've known her for a while. She's always been good in a fight. And Fury trusts her. Unless that meathead Weasel comes up with better evidence, I ain't believing nothing against the Black Widow.
Well, alright then.
Of course I am. He's been loyal to me. After all the trouble I had with the Hand recently, I owe Fury my life a dozen times over.
The Hand, if you're familiar with Marvel's Netflix shows, are like a team of ancient
bunch of psychos got hold of me and
ninja society, apparently.
It caused a lot of people a lot of pain, but Fury helped me out.
Wolverine's always getting
alive,
brainwashed, or
never forget that.
Repurposed by evil figures. He was a Horseman of Apocalypse at one point.
Sure thing, bub.
That would have been very interesting if they would have pulled that off in the latest X-Men Apocalypse, but no. We had to copy the MCU. Can't be unique and original. We gotta try to make it a Disney Marvel movie.
I must admit, I find news of a S.H.I.E.L.D. outpost near Atlantis very intriguing. Now I know the extent S.H.I.E.L.D. is willing to go to gather information on countries with closed borders. Indeed, it does. And now I wonder if
you should know better. I mean,
S.H.I.E.L.D.
it's
hidden there.
S.H.I.E.L.D.'s obviously going to be camped out in Wakanda. I mean, come on.
We have the largest deposit of vibranium in the world. To open our borders would be an invitation to those who would conquer us. Over the centuries, fools have tried. But the Black Panther is always there to stop them.
Really?
Indeed I am. Victor Von Doom has created a sizable army
Didn't stop
of
them in,
supervillains.
well, they went after the vibranium, so never mind.
I don't know.
And that's not in this universe,
Doom
so.
must have a truly grand scheme to risk attacks on the helicarrier and the Omega base. You are quite welcome.
I think that's Phil Lamar, if I'm not mistaken. He's a very, very famous voice
I
actor.
do hate to impose, but if you see a cufflink somewhere in Stark Tower, could you return it to me? It was lost by Mr. Stark, and it has extreme sentimental
just talk
value
to Mr. Stark like that, Jarvis. You ought to backhand you for that.
My name is Edwin Jarvis, and I'm Mr. Anthony Stark's butler, as well as the butler for the Avengers.
Well, aren't you, a very capable, upstanding English gentleman?
You could say it runs in my blood. My
Obviously,
mother
he's
and
meant to be
father
a
worked for Mr. Stark's
rip-off of
parents.
Alfred Pennyworth. Ironically, though, in the New 52, at least, it's confirmed that Alfred's dad's name was Jarvis Pennyworth. I think that was a nice jab at that.
The rest of the building houses his business interests. No, not any longer. Mr. Stark recently had a change of heart concerning that particular field of industry. This is primarily where new Iron Man suits are built for Mr. Stark. Oh, indeed he does. But as his designs have grown more and more complex, he has required assistance in manufacturing them. It was my pleasure.
Don't even think they touched on that in the MCU.
Hey, how's it going? It definitely belongs to the Black Widow. It's got her fingerprints all over it. For most techs, it would have been a lost cause, but for me, I managed to drag up a few tidbits of information. It mostly dealt with a building called
If
the
I'm not
Imperium.
mistaken, there were I did see some concept art that featured that building.
I don't know.
But I don't know
But
why
that
it never made it in the film.
layout of
Or
the building and all kinds of
video game,
information
excuse
about
me.
the security. I can, but you need to get me Fury's password into S.H.I.E.L.D.'s priority files. I bet I'll find everything you want to know. My sources tell me it's one of 3 possibilities. Jacob Fury, Baron Strucker, or Gabriel Jones. That's what I need you to find out. Talk to Vision. He'll be able to help. Sure. Anytime.
If I'm not mistaken, it's Gabriel Jones. I don't know why Fury would have a password of, reminding him of his brother, who I think he had to kill, if I'm not mistaken, or one of his arch nemesis, Baron von Strucker. There's the cufflinks, and knock out these little dialogue options.
Welcome, my friend. Do you require information? I know it's a name Colonel Fury would just as soon forget. Jacob Fury was so jealous of his older brother's success that he turned to a life of crime. Yes, and to make matters worse, the Colonel was forced to kill Jacob. So you can see why Colonel Fury does not care to dwell on that name. I would suggest you talk to the Black Widow about that name. I am glad to be of assistance.
I'm on it.
So yeah, let's just go over this dude and ask him his password, just upright. Yeah.
I wish I could go to Atlantis with you, Cap. It's a fantastic sight.
So I hear, sir. I just hope we can be of help to Namor.
I swear, one of the weirdest things about Cap is those stupid white wings on his helmet. I think it's so silly.
You're welcome.
Greetings.
I mean, it works in his earlier appearances, but it just looks stupid.
I would not say that name too loud. He is a leader of Hydra, and a longtime nemesis of Colonel Fury. You should ask Colonel Fury about Mr. Jones.
I like how the game doesn't tell you which one it is, but you just have to kind of use common sense.
Hello, Iron Man.
Colonel Fury.
Oh yeah, you tell they don't like each other.
Gabe? Heck yes. He's a great guy. Back in the day, he was one of my Howling Commandos. He still is. Gabe's one of my top advisors. He saved me from making serious mistakes more times than I care to remember. You're welcome.
Well, there's your answer. Yeah, you would have to be pretty because absent-minded or just not even listening to not know who that, which password is correct.
You located the missing cufflink. It was a gift from Miss Virginia Potts when she had been Mr. Stark's secretary.
That's Pepper.
It was my pleasure.
Apparently she's not Stark's secretary anymore, which would make sense, I suppose. I don't know what she's gonna do in Endgame. There's a lot of rumors, and I think Gwyneth Paltrow said something interesting about some things. I'm not gonna say what it is, just in case it's spoilery, but there's some things out there. It is going to be Gabriel Jones.
Thanks. When you get back from Atlantis, I'll have all the information you need.
Excellent.
Sure. Anytime.
Now we're off to Atlantis. Not with this team, I'm going to change this team. I think I'm going to do the Fantastic Four. This is one of those missions where you're not necessarily penalized or, you don't have, nothing bad comes of that, of using the Fantastic Four.
Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, The Thing, the Human Torch.
Fantastic Four!
Oh yeah, it's clobbering time!
I'm interested to see what Disney, Marvel will do with the Fantastic Four. I expect to see them integrated into the MCU before the X-Men. It's such a simple concept that there's nothing that can really go wrong, I suppose.
Hi, it's good to see you.
Take us to... No, chat. Gotta make sure I've got all my missions done. I think so. I think I'm good.
Hi. You ready to go?
I remember Wyatt Wingfoot from some early Fantastic Four comics I read.
We've been sent here to investigate a situation in Atlantis.
What kind of situation we talking about here, Cap?
An hour ago, Namorita sent a message saying a riot's taking place. A crowd broke into the throne room of Atlantis and dragged Namor off his throne.
Why would the Atlanteans riot? They love Namor.
I don't know. Namorita had to stop transmitting before she could give any details.
How are we to handle a mission in the undersea conditions of Atlantis?
There's nanotechnology at this outpost that will let us breathe and move normally through the water. I want to remind you, the Atlanteans
That's some very lazy writing there, but...
of us surface dwellers.
What if they become violent?
Defend yourselves. We have to help Namor any way we can.
Apparently, the developers couldn't get too creative here.
Let's be careful out there.
Oh, I don't need to change my team.
Watch out for trouble.
Plus, this works well. Fantastic Four, Atlantis, Namor, all that stuff.
Good. Locate the nanochamber and activate it. Once the nanites are in your bloodstream, you're free to enter the water.
Yeah, because that's how nanites work. Because I would know, because they're, they're a real thing. I think there was like a Black Panther action figure somewhere in here to collect, but I already have them, so. Let's see. Ah, there it is. Some BioShock vibes right here. Oh no, it's a trap.
Surface dwellers seek to invade our home.
It's a tart.
Yes, Namor is a friend of the surface dwellers, and for that, he had to pay. Now, you will too.
No, I'm out of money, so. Not gonna be paying much of anything.
Bad guy.
Get him. I guess they did okay. Oh yeah, that's nice, Reed. Because underwater, rolling around like a ball is gonna really come in handy. Oh, and now the game decides to introduce these little button mashing kind of sequences. Slightly annoying. Ow. There we go. I'm incredibly thorough whenever I'm going through these areas. That, and I would very much like to level up as much as I can. So, beating up and taking down bad guys is the way to do it. Uh-oh. There's Namor. Ugh. Put some clothes on. Jeez. Hopefully if he ever pops up in the MCU, he will not run around wearing a Speedo. It's not very intimidating. Ah, I need to change that. I don't like it. There we go. That's better. There's Namorita. I think she's his clone, or she's like somehow like related to him by science, not necessarily biology.
People are under some type of mind control. I must save them.
Well, I mean, biology aside. Never mind, you get the point.
Namor, you have to rest. Here, take this medicine.
And then he lays his head down, which seems like she poisoned him. But
the drug only rendered him unconscious.
Oh yeah, that's not. I shouldn't worry about that at all.
If you went to the
drink some, you know, take some Tylenol and then you fall out on the floor. Nah, he's alright.
My people are being brainwashed by devices called sonic emitters. It's part of Atuma's scheme to steal the throne from my cousin. He's a barbarian chief who's always thought he was destined to conquer Atlantis. Looks like he might be right.
Mm. Here you have an option to actually save Namor, and if you do, it adds to like the ending at the end of the game where he will, you sort of create the future of the sort of Marvel universe here. And if you save him, he actually becomes a part of a international kind of superhero team. It's supposed to be the Illuminati, which consists of like all the big wig sort of eggheads of the Marvel universe. Iron Man, Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Professor X, Mr. Fantastic, if I didn't mention. So yeah, all the smart people, basically. Black Bolt, I think, is part of that too. Yeah, so he starts that, which that would be interesting to see in the MCU, but I don't know if we'll see that or not. Play as the Invisible Woman, mainly because of that. And I guess the music here is very, very good. It's, I think it's Chance Thomas, if I'm not mistaken. May be wrong, but he did the music for one of my favorite games, The Lord of the Rings Online. He is an absolute genius. He doesn't do much, or many other scores that I'm aware of. I'm pretty sure he does stuff, but nothing really famous. I think he did like music for the Avatar video game, I think. Jeez, move out of my way. So he knows what he's doing. Some clam chowder. No, just need that bead.
That is an Eye of Negretti. Take it. The priests of the temple use them to open locks.
Oh. How do I know this is back here? because I played this game too much. That's why. And... oh no. Ow. That hurt. I think she's gonna end up having like some little... yep, I knew it. I remember when I was younger, I used to hate that. I'd sit there just spamming all these buttons trying to defeat these guys, and it's so simple. However, what isn't simple is whenever those kind of button mashing sequences are kind of important to like combos and stuff, which they kind of are in this game, but stuff like Injustice and stuff like that, I hate that so much. I played this game for something. Got my blood pressure up, but not a fan of fighting games though. Not a fan. What? Why am I going? Oh. Yeah. Don't know why I was going so slow there. I can't wait to get to the Asgard missions. Those are so fun. That Marvel sincerely needs to remaster X-Men Legends. I mean, just remaster Rise of Apocalypse and I'll be fine. But wouldn't hurt if you do the first one too. Oh, that's probably a sarcophagus. Don't want to do that. There's a dead man in there, or woman. Oh, level up. Oh, there you go. No! I don't even know what that is. I don't know if it's like a... it's not a mallet. It's not a spear. It's weird. Looks like a pickaxe almost. A giant pickaxe. There we go. Eye of Negretti. I'm not familiar with who that is. Must be like an Atlantean goddess or something. This does remind me of the Egyptian missions in X-Men Legends 2: Rise of Apocalypse. I love those parts. I might just have to end up buying another PlayStation 2 and just replaying that game. I still have it on PlayStation 2. Granted, PlayStation 2s are like 200 something bucks. Don't ask why. I mean, I guess it makes sense. They are like a antique now, but still, I mean, come on. If I had $200 to throw around, I don't think I'd throw it around on a PlayStation 2.
Man, I hope your boss isn't watching.
I say that now, and watch what happens in the future.
Sometimes I don't know my own strength.
Oh, tried it. Eat that, Aqua Bro. There it is. Yep. That's where these go. I have the other one. What are you talking about? There we go. And no, that is not Aquaman from the DC movies, or as I call him, Aquabro. It's probably like Poseidon or someone. Not a fan. Not a fan. Poseidon was also a jerk in Greek mythology. Everyone thinks Hades was always like a bad guy. No, Poseidon was actually the jerk. He was the bad guy. But all the Greek gods were kind of jerks, to be honest. Yay. Alright. And here's that seaweed I need.
Good. Get back here fast.
Because that's what you use to heal folks, apparently.
Last long after it's picked. Let me open up a whirlpool for you.
Oops.
It'll bring you right back to my location.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I just saw a friend of mine came on and it actually blocked their name on the Twitch, which is pretty cool. This is my first time twitching, so it's kind of cool. There's ways around that. And here's the seaweed.
Namorita, here's the ingredients you asked for.
Oh, of course, she is going to ask about him because they had a fling. Well, I don't know if they had a fling or not, but she and Namor are pretty close.
What are you doing here, Sue Richards?
We came to help you,
he called her by her last name.
Attuma has stolen your throne and enslaved Atlantis.
Though I am pleased to see you, I have no need for your help. I am quite capable of dealing with Attuma on my own.
You're still very weak. Please, just this once, let us help you.
Atlantis is my responsibility. I'll not let outsiders protect her.
We've been friends a long time, Namor. Trust me when I say that you need to rest. Let us handle Attuma.
I do value your counsel, Sue. You are as wise as you are beautiful.
Hitting on a married woman. You are. You're.
Very well. I will allow it.
You're a character, aren't you?
Once again, Sue, you have proven to be one of the few surface dwellers I consider a friend. Perhaps there is some way I can thank you.
You don't have to thank me, Namor. Just be sure to get some rest. Come on, team. Let's find Attuma and set Atlantis free.
And here we go. Now we're going to destroy these sonic emitters that are apparently driving people crazy. Atlantean trenches, I think it is. Yeah. Ah, there's Storm. Mohawk Storm.
You're near the sonic emitters. They're what's making the Atlanteans so violent. Be very careful now. Attuma would not leave the devices unguarded.
Of course he wouldn't.
Okay by me.
I'll play as Johnny Storm. Okay, I don't like that. Okay, that's a good one. There's also one where he just like he's just nothing but like a flamethrower.
I believe these surface dwellers intend on destroying
Byra?
sonic emitters.
I have no idea who these two characters are, and I've.
They are weak, my cousin. They stand no chance against our combined might.
All I know is that apparently they're Atlanteans, but I've never ever seen them in any comics or in any animated stuff.
But acting as guards has put us in Attuma's good graces, and that puts
They must be like C-list, D-list villains.
And down the road, who is to say what might happen to King Attuma, eh, cousin?
My feelings exactly. Now let us dispose of these interlopers and prove to Attuma just how trustworthy we are.
We shall see. Ow! Normally these guys aren't this easy. And he, I think, is a pain in the butt. I said that and I hit him and half his health went down. More than half, actually. Oh, yeah. Fire underwater. Yeah, that makes sense. That happens. Pollution must have gotten to the point in this game where it's just that bad. Climate change, it's just end of the world stuff right here. Oh.
Oh, it's good to be me. You lose, Cupcake.
Oh. A tuna. I don't even. Yeah, I didn't even do that actually. But I'll take it. Holy mackerel. Watch out! Oh, what a dummy. AI in this game is worse than what I saw when I was playing Uncharted 4 earlier today. Yeah, I almost like had a stroke when I was playing that game. The AI in that game just did some stupid stuff. Sam, Nathan Drake's brother, he like got in front of me and I couldn't get to cover, and so these guys, I was playing it on like the hard difficulty, and they like shot me to pieces, and I was like, this is ridiculous. AI has not aged well. Still a beautiful game though. I might, the next game I stream might be Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Did ya? Give me someone else.
Yeah, I haven't played that game before, so that will actually be like my first new game playing if I decide to stream it. So I will be experiencing it alongside anyone else who's watching. As opposed to playing something that I'm familiar with, but you gotta start somewhere. Oh, wow. Like, she's gone.
Time to die, human.
Score another one for me.
These guys better watch out. They're just acting like idiots here. Oh, there it is. I heard it somewhere. Get this. Ow. I don't know why, but every time I charge up that attack, it sounds like a Wookiee. Oh, it was him grunting.
Dude, stop falling down.
There we go.
Good. With the sonic emitters destroyed, my people will eventually return to normal.
Eventually.
Now you should get to the throne room of Atlantis as fast as you can. Yes. And who knows what he'll do when he finds out you're ruining his plans.
And here we go. To the throne room, which is not that way.
Score another one for me.
I think, yeah, that's him. Not all surface dwellers are jerks.
Thank you. You have saved my life. I am forever in your debt. No, I must repay you.
Oh yeah, just give me that key or combination. I'll take it.
Submarine. Please use it and take whatever you find.
Alrighty. Go back over here to this World War II U-boat. Oh, there's an action figure. I don't need it, but I'll pick it up. Yeah, I've unlocked Daredevil and Black Panther, so there's no need for me to actually collect those, but it was in the box. Might as well. Ah, there they are. Tuma and Tiger Shark. Yeah, Namor has some pretty stupid villains.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, I'm not a fan of Namor. He's alright, but... eh. I mean, look at that. Just look at that. Yeah, he's not egotistical at all. Let me just build a big giant statue of myself. Just to commemorate myself. Dr. Doom does that too. Hint, hint. Gum.
Buddy, it's only gonna get worse. You lose, Cupcake.
Plug. Oh, never mind. They stole that. That's what it was. Oh, that looked like she hit me there for a moment, but that's the first time I've seen that in this game. There they are.
Look at them. These must be the ones who've been causing you so much trouble. Indeed. And they will pay for their transgressions. Your devotion to Namor is pitiful, surface dwellers. He is lost, and as foretold in the Atlantean Chronicles, I will be the ruler of Atlantis.
Yeah, typical supervillain monologue.
Your loyal minions are more than happy to take care of them.
Must be uncomfortable to swim around with that big giant fin on your head. Got him. Oh, I knew it. Oh, he's not getting back up. All right then. Sure. Uncharted Lost Legacy, if I stream it, which, as I mentioned, I more than likely will. It'll probably be more riveting than this. And after that, I might stream Spider-Man on New Game Plus, so I'm a little cautious about that because I might get a little angry, but hopefully I'll just deal with it. I don't have many multiplayer games that I play. Not a fan of the whole Fortnite and all that stuff. Kind of ran its course for me. Plus, multiplayer games, there's a lot of stuff you don't really control, and I would prefer to do that and play those kind of games with friends and not really broadcast that. Me ranting and raving and getting angry at things. Or just basically people watching how bad I am. Well, I'm blanking out here. Okay, obviously there's two of these things in the other rooms. Oh, I saw him over there. Did he just disappear?
Consider yourself close.
Apparently not. I heard him die, so he apparently fell in there somewhere. Sketchbook, might as well. I really enjoy looking at concept art for video games. It's nice to see what could have been. Or just how things sort of evolved and turned out the way they did. Obviously, if I go down there, I die. Not a fan. I'm playing through Kingdom Hearts 3 right now. I think I'm at the end of the game. So when I beat that, I might stream another playthrough of the entire series, but it's going to be on a higher difficulty, so I'm a little skeptical about that.
How dare you enter my throne room, surface dwellers? Kneel before the King of Atlantis. Fools, you will pay for your insolence. Let me teach them a lesson, Attuma. No, we will work.
The guy who voices Tiger Shark actually voices Captain America in this game. Guess that's how you do it.
Against the King of Atlantis.
If you can do another voice, just get in there and do it. Alright, and I get tired of them swimming away, so I just suck them down into one of these holes right here.
Orbital attack.
I love these special moves. Don't know how effective they were. Guess they were alright. Oh yeah, they did good. And now they get up in the way. Ah, you green little fruit. Uh-oh. There we go. Ah. Ow. That sounded a little sensual there. Mr. Fantastic's little rubber band arm making a weird slapping noise. Gotta be careful.
I will tell you nothing.
This is kind of funny. Oh, we'll just let the Atlanteans in here.
I
I'll talk. Tiger Shark! I'm not about to face the Atlanteans after what we did. It was the Masters of Evil.
Of course it was them.
They helped Attuma in return for letting them take whatever they wanted from the catacombs. Probably. There's a lot there to search through.
Nice. This is... Oh! I unlocked a costume. Might check that out after a while. And I got my special power back. Now I gotta go to the catacombs. Ah, the Kraken. I think he's based on his appearance in the original Clash of the Titans. I don't even think the Kraken's even in Greek mythology. I think it's a Norse creature. Oh. Because apparently you can move stuff this fast underwater. Didn't know that. Look at that. Screw you, physics. Got him. I think there's an area, well, it's in this area, but hopefully I'll pass by it. It's a little foreshadowing of what you're about to fight. It's like a giant whale carcass, and you just see the bones. So it's kind of creepy and foreboding. Uh-oh, you almost fell off there, buddy. Ah, you hit it. You hit the invisible wall. I don't know if that's... Oh no, that's like Greek-looking cities down there, so that's Atlantis. I mean, obviously it's Atlantis, but... Oh yeah, here it is. I wonder what left this behind. I backtracked a little bit there, making sure there's no one behind me. I like to clean up the area. Make sure there's no survivors. I mean, I incapacitate all the supervillains.
What now?
That just sounds so dirty. Boom. Oh no, he's gonna drain my AP or whatever you want to call it.
Stop falling down!
Got him. Give me back all that stuff you stole. There's that noise again. A little bit too sensual.
My target's down.
My target's down. Yeah, I know. I'm here. I saw it. I helped.
Couldn't take the heat.
These guys annoy me. Here it is, the crypt, or catacombs, whatever it is.
Finally, my friend.
Oh, the Mandarin.
Feels your luck has run out. I trust you're not the only team Colonel Fury has attempting to stop the Masters of Evil. Attuma allowed me free reign of the catacombs in return for the sonic emitters. And I just now located our prize, the Tome of Asarius. I'm sorry, but I have no time for questions. I must be on my way to the Valley of Spirits.
Well, yeah, you were able to entertain us for a little bit.
But before I go, allow me to summon a little entertainment for you. It's the least I can do.
Oh, there he is. He released the Kraken. Oh no. Ew. I don't have to fight these guys, but I'd like to. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. No. I think you have to beat them, actually, for him to break another column. So it helps. Here we go. It's fantastic. He's got the moves. Oh, there's another one. Oh no. One name. Of course you can. Ow. There we go. See. Oh no. Actually, this guy kind of reminds me of the Skrulls. How the Skrulls look in the new Captain Marvel movie. I'm not particularly thrilled at their appearance. I know they're trying to go for that sort of natural look, and, you know, practical effects and all, but they look kind of silly. I'm pretty sure I'll, you know, reserve final judgment for the movie, but they look like creatures from the Black Lagoon. Oh. No, 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 no. Ah. Didn't mean to do this, but alright. It's one of the bad things about the boss fights here. They're a little bit too repetitive, but oh well. You can't have good boss fights like Batman Arkham City. These boss fights were the highlight of boss fights, if you ask me. Especially the Mr. Freeze boss fight.
Many thanks. Atlantis owes you a debt of gratitude. And Namor would like to say something.
Of course he would.
Surface dwellers, I'll have you know I was perfectly capable of handling the situation alone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, you did. So I suppose I should thank you. You now have my permission to leave Atlantis.
We didn't ask for it, but okay. That goes to show you just what kind of a person Namor is. Kind of a jerk. Probably one of the reasons why I'm not a fan.
You did a good job in Atlantis. Who knows? Atlanteans may even start to tolerate us surface dwellers. And that's why your next stop is his palace in the Valley of Spirits.
In China.
Yes. I want you to discuss things with Mandarin. Find out what the Masters of Evil are planning. Talk to Black Widow for additional information. Or see Mr. Wingfoot if you're ready to go now.
Well, will do. Well, I've reached sort of my stopping point, I suppose, for today. So, I think I'm going to call it quits for now. I don't know when I'll be streaming again. Maybe later this week sometime. But hopefully I'll knock out maybe 2 more sort of mission areas or what have you. So, I guess I'm making good progress. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. And I will see you next time, I suppose.